Hey everyone, thanks so much for coming back to my channel. I hope you're doing well and are having a flare-free day. I am Em, if you don't know who I am. My channel is all about life with a chronic illness, so if that is something that you're interested in or you're on your own journey, this channel is the place to be. I am so happy that you're here, and if you have received a formal diagnosis or a suspected diagnosis, know that I am 100% behind you and you are not alone in your journey. So just wanted to put that out there before we jump into today's video. I do just want to say, if you like what you see and are wanting more content, please feel free to subscribe, which is the red button, as well as hit the notification bell for notifications on videos similar to this one. So with that, let's jump into the video. Today's video is all about talking to your doctor about endometriosis. Now, you're probably at the stage in your journey, if you're watching this video, where you suspect that you have endometriosis based on pains and symptoms that you're experiencing, and you're at the important stage where you're taking the first step to talk to your doctor about it. Now, if you're at that stage, I am so proud of you. It is a very daunting step to kind of advocate for your health and to bring forward something that you think is impacting your body. It is not an easy thing to do, so it takes a lot of courage and tenacity and strength to do so. Now, when I was talking or approaching my doctor about the idea of endometriosis, I was extremely nervous, and similar to you in your journey, I did a lot of research on my own end. I did late nights in university kind of researching what my pain was, and everything was leading to endometriosis. So because I had done my research and everything was kind of pointing to endometriosis, I was at the stage where I said, okay, it's now time to reach out to my doctor. It may seem like a very simple first step, but it is a very anxiety-inducing step, and that is reaching out to your doctor to make an appointment to talk about your concerns. Now, it seems like a very simple step to do. You're like, Em, I know, this is what we're talking about. But sometimes it can be very anxiety-inducing to make that first step, to take that first leap to talk to your doctor about the pains and symptoms that you're feeling. I know for myself, I was very nervous. I said, actually, maybe I could live a couple more weeks with this pain or a couple more months. I don't need to talk to them now. The longer you wait to make an appointment, the longer you wait for proper pain management or treatment options or support or resources. I highly suggest that you just take the leap and you just make the appointment. It's so important to talk to your doctor about any new pains or symptoms that you're having, and I'm 100% behind you. So know that it's a hard first step, but I know you can do it. So you finally made your appointment. Congrats. The next thing that you want to do is prepare for your appointment. Now, I already have a video on my channel talking about how to prepare for a doctor's appointment, and I'll link it down below in the description box, but it basically talks through the checklist that you can go through before your appointment to make sure the experience is less anxiety-inducing and you feel more prepared and confident going in to talk to your doctor. It includes simple things like packing your health card or insurance card ahead of time, or making sure that you confirm who you're actually meeting with. So that video is very helpful, and I think it would be a great first step to look at when preparing for an appointment. But after you look at that checklist of things to bring and things to be aware of, to make a list of symptoms that are recurring or new that you're experiencing that relate to endometriosis. For myself, I had symptoms that were painful periods every single month, pain outside of my period that seemed as though I was having a period, leg pain during my period in my upper right thigh, chronic fatigue, brain fog, so having troubles connecting with words, and it's at the tip of your tongue, but I couldn't really get it out. I wrote down these symptoms that were recurring every single time I had my menstrual cycle, and when I went into my doctor's appointment, I could have that list with me to say, here's the list, here it's concrete, it has everything included with all the symptoms that I'm experiencing. Now, my symptoms may be different than your symptoms, and that's a key thing with endometriosis, is that our bodies are different and not everyone's symptoms are going to be the same. So if you notice new or recurring symptoms that are unique to your body every time you have your menstrual cycle or outside of your menstrual cycle, definitely write those down and have that list ready and prepared for you when you go to your doctor's appointment. Now, the next step when you have your list of symptoms drafted and ready to talk to your doctor about, the next thing you want to do is plan out an objective that you want to leave from the meeting. So my objective when I talked to my doctor was to gain more resources and support for endometriosis, as well as learn about next steps that we could be taking. Because I hadn't heard about endometriosis outside of my own research, I had no idea what was in store in the medical system for support or pain relief. I didn't know what the next steps were, and I wanted to talk to my doctor about what those included. So it might be different for you and your objectives. Your objective may be to have resources and support. Your objective may be to have a referral to a specialist in your region that you're comfortable with. I also, if you're doing this, highly recommend researching ahead of time a specialist that you feel comfortable with or are liking the sounds of, and they have good reviews. So that's something to do on your own end as well. Now, the first doctor's appointment can be very anxiety inducing. So I want to just let you know that your objective can be whatever you would like it to be in your journey and whatever pace you would like it to be at. But friend to friend, I do highly recommend that you reach out and ask for a referral to see an endometriosis specialist. It's important to get on the wait list early. Wait lists in Canada are extremely long to get to an endometriosis specialist. And during our current situation with the global situation, surgeries and support and initial consultations are being delayed. So I highly recommend friend to friend, even though the first step is very difficult, I highly recommend leaving that doctor's appointment with a referral made for an endometriosis specialist consultation. Once you have your objective made, it's now time to ask some questions. So this was something I didn't quite know how to start or how to navigate at all. I was like, what the heck is endometriosis? That was my number one question. So when I did my research and wanted to go talk to my doctor, I wanted to ask, what is endometriosis? Or do you suspect that I have endometriosis based on the symptoms that I'm presenting to you? Another question that you could ask is, how long is the wait times for endometriosis specialist consultations? One main question that I highly suggest that you ask in your meeting is, what are some resources and support that you could provide me today that I can leave with to learn more about suspected endometriosis in my body? You've made your list of symptoms, you have your list of questions that you want answered, and you have your objective. Now what do you do when you're at the doctor's office? Well, I recommend in the waiting room looking over your objective and your questions over and over. I find that that really makes me focused and makes me prepared for when they call my name, that, okay, I have on the top of my head, because I do suffer with brain fog, that I know exactly what I'm going in to talk to my doctor about. Sometimes we can reach for magazines and get distracted by our phones, and that can be nice to kind of reduce anxiety, and please do so if that feels better for you in that appointment wait room. But if you can and have the capacity, refer back to your questions and objectives, because it can really make the focus hone in on why you're actually talking to your doctor that day. Once you're called into the doctor's office, this is where you have to be strong, clear, and concise. Strong, clear, and concise. Okay? You got this. You got this. So you want to come in with, hi, I'm here to talk to you today about suspected endometriosis. I did my own research on my own end, and the symptoms that I'm experiencing, the list I have here, seem to match with suspected endometriosis. I would like to talk about those pains and potential next steps in my journey for pain management. Boom. Okay, you want to come in strong, concise, and clear. Okay, you don't want to waver on, I think I'm okay, but I just wanted to talk about, or it's actually probably fine. You know what? I don't even know why I booked this appointment. No. All right, this is your appointment. This is your time to shine. Okay, you've made the appointment, you've done the work, you've done the prep. Make that appointment worth your while, okay? So talk about all the symptoms that you're experiencing. Talk about why you're there. Don't minimize or downplay your pain or your symptoms, and don't back down about why you want to be there and what you want to leave with. Additionally, please don't feel embarrassed about your symptoms that you're presenting. For instance, sometimes endometriosis can cause us to have changes in bowel movements or bleeding with bowel movements or changes in our digestive system, which can sometimes be embarrassing to talk about. No one wants to sit with their friend and say, listen, I'm having changes with my bowel movement, are you? So doctors have heard it. They've seen everything. They know the human body, okay? So please don't feel embarrassed about some symptoms that you're experiencing. Bring them up. It's so important to bring those nuanced, potentially taboo topics that society has deemed as taboo. We don't want to talk about it, but it's important to talk about it because that might lead to a diagnosis of something or create a next step that we need to investigate further. When it comes to suspected endometriosis and talking with your doctor, I find that being vague and just saying I have cramps is not going to provide a red flag for your doctor to think more into endometriosis. I find that being more specific about the pain that you feel can lead to the doctor kind of leaning more into endometriosis or adenomyosis PCOS. So for example, instead of saying, I have cramps that are really bad, say, I have a knife-like feeling that has burning sensation on my lower abdomen that comes with a sharp stabbing pain and tugging on my right thigh. So I find that being clearer and more specific can help with the appointment. If your doctor is providing resources and support and next steps, that is wonderful. Again, please ask to be referred to an endometriosis specialist if they agree with you that yes, it could be suspected endo. It's really important in Ontario and Canada specifically to get on that wait list earlier rather than later. Now, if you're at the stage in your appointment where you're not really feeling supported by your doctor, or you're not getting the answers and resources that you wanted, or your objective isn't being met after leaving that appointment, it's time to ask for a referral to speak to someone else. This is a sign that it's your doctor and yourself are not really matching, and the doctor is not providing enough support for your journey. It's important to get that pain investigated, and if it stops just at that appointment, that is not enough. You need to speak to someone else that can validate and help you with your pain. Now, the unfortunate part with endometriosis is that sometimes doctors will downplay your pain in an initial consultation. So oftentimes you'll hear the term, some individuals just suffer with bad periods. And over time, I realized that that is not a great statement made by a doctor, okay? So if you're hearing that same statement, it's time to find a new doctor. So I would ask for, do you know someone else that I can be referred to receive more resources and support? If they deny, that is a major red flag. You are allowed to speak to another medical practitioner or doctor in your healthcare system and your healthcare journey. And if they are denying referral, it's time to find a new doctor. Sometimes when you meet with a doctor for the first time, again, like I said, your symptoms can be downplayed, and it can take a long time to find a doctor that you match with or that takes your pain seriously or refers you to an endometriosis specialist. And I'm so sorry if you're experiencing that journey. Being a patient, there is a lot of heaviness that comes with the journey. It takes a lot of effort and energy to find someone that hears us and fights on our behalf in the system. But please, it's so important to keep advocating for your body and your health and your pain management and your quality of life. To wrap up this video, I just wanted to highlight the key things again. Number 1 is to make the appointment with your doctor. Number 2 is to check your appointment checklist that I have listed down below. Number 3 is to make a list of symptoms that you're experiencing that connect with endometriosis. Number 4 is to make your objective, so clear and concise of what you want to get out of that meeting. Number 5 is to make a list of questions that you want answered in your appointment. Number 6 is to refer back to your questions and objectives in the waiting room. Number 7 is to come in strong, clear, and concise when you want to talk to your doctor about what you're experiencing. Number 8 is to be specific about your symptoms that you're experiencing. Number 9 is to feel less embarrassed about symptoms that you want to present. Doctors have seen and heard it all. Number 10, be specific about symptoms that you're experiencing. Again, instead of saying I'm experiencing cramps, be more specific about the pain that you feel. And the final one is if your doctor is not referring you or providing more support and resources, it's time to ask for a new doctor. I hope this video helped. It might be a lot of info, but please, it's so important to talk to your doctor about new pains and symptoms that you're experiencing. Endometriosis is a full body disease that impacts 1 in 10 individuals around the world. You are not alone in the pain that you experience, and your pain is valid. Your pain is real. I believe what you're experiencing, and I believe your story. You deserve to be heard in the healthcare system, and you deserve support and resources and proper pain management. I am so proud of you. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please feel free to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for similar videos. I'm proud of you. I'm 100% behind you. And please feel free to pop in the comment box how your first appointment went if you feel comfortable doing so, as well as any questions that you have prepped for your endo appointment in your first consultation. I'll talk to you on the next one.